everyone, welcome to JustFeg Network TV, a place where you can get the latest information on things happening around the world, and you are in the right place. Please click the red subscribe button and also press the bell icon next to it so you can be notified for an update on any published news. Coalition of Northern Group yesterday berated former President Olusegun Obasanjo for penning another letter to President Muhammadu Buhari on the spate of killing in the land and other challenges staring the nations in the face. Chief Olusegun Obasanjo and President Muhammadu Buhari, the group in a lengthy mail sent to Vanguard last night and signed by the spokesman Abdul Aziz Suleiman, said Obasanjo had offered no solution to the age-long farmers' herders conflict that his administration left hanging. The coalition also slammed the former president for orchestrating suggesting the convocation of a dialogue by old men rather than younger Nigerians in a bid to find a lasting solution to the issues. The coalition said the Coalition of Northern Group has carefully read the latest letter by former President Olusegun Obasanjo to Muhammadu Buhari, the current Nigerian president, released on Monday, July 15, 2019. We hereby state that we share the concern expressed in a stockman's-like manner by the former president, especially with regards to the disturbing security decision and the seeming non-existence of government or apparent loss of control by the president. We acknowledge in Chief Obasanjo's letter a U-turn from the earlier divisive and inflammatory standpoint, which has unfortunately been orchestrated by some regionalists against certain sections of the country, notably the North. The attempt by Obasanjo to reclaim his statesmanship by taking a relatively balanced position on the security lapse that threatened the very existence of the country this time around, though an afterthought, nevertheless serves to strengthen CNG's empathy, repudiation of the vilification of one ethnic and religious group or the other for whatever reasons or justification. However, despite its conciliatory tone, the new letter by Obasanjo has in some respects fallen short of telling the nations how the decade-old herders farmers disagreement that were traditionally handled at community levels was this time around manipulated into escalating to the current deadly proportion. And those responsible for this escalation, we nevertheless observed in Obasanjo's letter a struggle to escape from the disruptive path he helped create, which some religious body, such as the Christian Association of Nigeria, which is CAN, exploit in more ways than one to aid the deterioration of the situation by creating a form of Islamophobia with the first story of a planned Islamization of the country. We also see in it a grand departure from the mischievous way some southern leaders are deliberately distorting the narratives around the recent criminal attack on Mrs. Fashoroti and attempting to blame it on the Fulani. We acknowledge Obasanjo's recognitions of the vital role and responsibility expected of region leaders such as the Northern Elders Forum (EDC), as well as his recognitions of the need to open up on differing grievances with a view of addressing them. We are thus in partial agreement with Obasanjo that the nation needs to sit and hold genuine talks and dialogues if we are to continue as one country. What we are, however, not comfortable with is the usual peripheral approach to such discussion that have all along failed to address the real issues at stake. If after about 6 decades of independent existence, we still have not achieved true nationhood based on mutual trust and collective patriotism, the bold and necessary step to take should be dispassionate review and renegotiation of the bond through a referendum. We equally differ on the categories of stockholders to be contacted for such dialogue suggested by Obasanjo. We submit that contrary to Obasanjo's suggestions, all those directly or remotely responsible for this situation, from whichever region, should not be allowed to participate in any talks that we hope would ultimately lead to a peaceful referendum. We insist that 85% of the composition of those to participate in the proposed dialogue, if it would eventually hold, should be made up to those in the age bracket of 50 and below, with the remaining 15% coming from older generation. This is because while stated age brackets represent the actual generation of Nigerians that really feel the pains of the situation and are in the best position to chart a better course for the country, in which they have so much at stake. The other generation are made up of mostly those who benefited more from Nigeria and are responsible for its current multiple worries. We must make this submission not unmindful of the fact that no national conference has ever worked in this country, and are not confident that anything short of a referendum can solve Nigerians' problem. This is what we have about Obasanjo's letter to Buhari Muhammadu. Please kindly give your comments at the comment section below. Thank you all.